Listen, I wanted to do a video just to share some of my thoughts and experiences around the subject matter of where we are as a nation in terms of racism. And I live in LA, and I've been out, several times within the past couple of weeks. And there have been 4 occasions, actually every time that I've been out, I will say that I've been stopped by a random white male who comes to me and they want to approach or talk about the subject of racism. So they'll always ask me, hey, can I talk to you? Or, they kind of give me this vibe that they want to speak on this subject matter. But what I've learned is they say they want to speak about it, but they're really not ready to speak about it. Their version of speaking on racism, unfortunately, has been nothing more than them pontificating and letting me know about injustices in America and how unfair things are. And basically it just turns into this session where they're looking for me to absolve them of racism or make me let them feel like they're okay, they're not racist, they're cool, and it's all good. So as uncomfortable as these situations are, I always do my best to try to educate them on a perspective that they may not know of, number one, but also to let them know that, there's some things that you can do to change, the state of affairs for Black people in America. And so I wanted to just share that for any white person that really feels conflicted, that feels like, man, I want to do something, I don't quite know what to do. Here's my advice to you. So definitely protest if you feel that's on your heart to do. Give money to causes, research the causes, make sure that it's something that actually does serve the needs of Black people in America. But here's the thing that nobody wants to talk about, and this is what I just implore every white person in America to do, is to take some time and search your heart and get really, really, really clear and get really, really honest about what you think about Black people. And it's a simple exercise that I do with myself that I'm going to share with you. So anytime I'm uncertain about how I feel about something, I ask myself a really easy question. And the question is, how do you feel about blank? And then I pause and I let myself sit with the question. I pay really close attention to sensations that I feel in my body. Does my stomach start to hurt? Do my shoulders get tight? Does my jaw clench? And I make note of that. And usually when I take some time to sit with how I feel and I allow myself to be honest, I get an honest response. So I think in order for things to change for Black people in America, white people really need to do their own heart work, their soul work, and to be clear about how they feel about Black people. So I would encourage any white person just to say, hey, what do I feel about Black people? Sit with that feeling. What do I feel about Black women? Sit with that feeling. Take note of your emotions. What do I feel about Black men? Sit with that. Make note of your emotions. Because if your first response is, oh, I think they're great, but your stomach is in knots, but you have a headache, but you're clenching your jaw, something is not right about that. And it's so important for you, for everybody, but for white people, in order for things to get better for us, you have to be in a position where you're clear on what you think and what you believe so that you can help yourself change your attitude. Because my feeling is this, like, we can all protest. We can give till the cows come home. We can change policies and rules. But at the end of the day, when Black Lives Matter stops being the trending topic on Twitter, when it stops being the first story that you see when you go to CNN, when it stops being something that you can go make a sign and go march about, we're going to be left with the hearts and the conditions of men and women in this nation. And I'm all for policy change. Don't get me wrong. That's important. But if we change policies, but we still have people with these screwed up hearts and screwed up opinions about what Black people are and what we are not, we're still going to be faced with the same decision if you don't do your hard work. If you don't get honest about what you think about Black people, because I think a lot of white people feel like they are not racist. They feel like they don't have biased opinions towards Black people, Black men and Black women. That's up to you to realize if that's true or not. But I just beg of you to do your hard work, because everybody's got to do it. As a Black woman, I have to do it. Black men have to do it. Brown, white, yellow, everybody's got to do their part. But in order for us to really, really see the change that we're picketing for, that people proclaim to be rioting for, that people are, making policy changes for, it all starts with the heart. Because racism isn't about a lack of money. It's not about a lack of resources at its core. This is a heart issue. And it's not going to change unless white people, you all get really, really serious and honest about yourselves, and honest about what you think, and honest about what you believe about Black people in America. That is where the change is going to begin. Because when we can get close and honest about our heart, that's when we can go and we can stop other people from doing things that are harmful to us. That's when laws can change. That's when we can feel safe in America. So instead, let me offer this. I'll just say this in closing. Instead of going up to random Black people, instead of reaching out to call your Black friend or text your Black friend or burden your Black coworker, because that's the only Black person that you're exposed to, take a minute before you do all of that and get really clear about how you feel about racism, because that's where the work begins. And if you're clear on that, then you won't feel the need to go to someone Black and ask them what you should do about racism, how you can help. What you do about racism begins here and it ends here too. So be really, really clear about how you feel about people that are Black in this nation. And I think when you do that, then everything that you need to do will unfold. You won't feel the need to ask people at random that you don't know. You won't feel the need to impose upon people who may be hurting and grieving and going through emotions they didn't even realize they had, just because you're in a position where you want them to tell you what to do to make racism better. Black people didn't create racism. White people did. So it's on you to do the heart and soul work that you need to do in order for conditions in this nation to be equitable and fair for everybody. So that's it. Like, if y'all have comments or questions, you can feel free to leave them below wherever I post this video. But I hope that this would really help you and you would take it to heart to do your soul work, do your heart work, because all of us have to do it. All right, y'all be safe out there. Peace.